Hello, everybody. This is John Browning with Guardian Rock Wealth. I wanted to quickly talk to those of you who are business owners out there today. Okay, so the BOIR report is something that I am finding out that a lot of my client business owners are not aware of or are treating as if it's no big deal. So, number one, it is a big deal. Number two, you must file it at the very least before January 1st of 2025. So really, December 31st is kind of your last day if your entity was formed prior to 2024. If your entity was formed sometime during 2024, you have 90 days from the time that you filed with the state where you are. And that this is LLCs, this is S corps, this is corporations. The only one that I can think of that I would be talking to that might not have to file it is a sole proprietor. But just about any other entity, whether or not you're in the United States or not, if you have to file in the United States as a business entity, then you have to file this new report called the BOIR report. And that is the Beneficial Ownership Information Report with FinCEN, which is the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. So again, this is John Browning with Guardian Rock Wealth, and I am a registered investment advisor. I am not a lawyer. I am not a CPA. I have nothing to do with preparing anyone's taxes or filing any of these forms. This is just to let you know that this is very important. Why is it very important? Well, whether or not we think that this is kind of an annoying rule that they've come up with, or whether or not whatever we feel, right? It has to be filed. If it's not filed, it's a $500 per day penalty. In addition, that's up to 10K. And additionally, it could be up to 2 years in prison. Now, I don't want to be the one that's the fear monger out there and scare you to death. However, I will say, why in the world would you just not file this thing, regardless of whether you like it or not? It was created nonpartisan, by the way. Both Republicans and Democrats did this back in 2021, became effective in 2024. And it's to crack down on financial crimes, human trafficking, terrorism, money laundering, and things like that. We can all whine about whether or not they already have this information. And hey, maybe with this new division that they're creating with Elon Musk and some others, maybe they'll figure out how they can actually share this information, because you do obviously already provide this to the government, just a different agency, right? The IRS. They already know who owns the company, how much of the company that they own, etc. But this is one that you must file, the Beneficial Ownership Information Report. You can find it. I've got the links down below. You go out to FinCEN.org or FinCEN.gov, and you will find the information on how to file this report. So you will want to, when you go to the site, you can do one of two things. You can go to the BOIR site or the FinCEN site. Both places get you there. You may, if you have more than one entity, you might want to file for a FinCEN number that will identify you. And that way you can file for 1, 2, 3, 4, 20 different organizations that you may own. Or you can just go straight to the BOIR site and register there. You're going to need your information on your company, obviously, the name, address, the address where you receive mail. You're going to need your driver's license. They're going to want to identify you, and also you're going to need the birth dates of all those who are involved. This is really a 15-minute task. So in other words, why wouldn't you actually do it? It'll take you 15 minutes if you are just a single owner. If you have 2 or 3 owners, or if you have a complex business structure, it might be worth paying your lawyer, your legal counsel, or your CPA to file it. But generally speaking, if you're the only owner, or maybe you and your spouse, or you and a few family members, it's fairly easy. You just need to get those driver's licenses, the hardest things, and of course the birth dates. And it's really not a problem to file. So I hope that has been somewhat helpful for you today. If you have questions on that, or of course, any of your financial planning or tax planning needs, how to get taxes paid earlier so that you don't have to pay as much in taxes when you retire. There's all sorts of other videos there on the YouTube channel at Guardian Rock Wealth that you can get that information at, or give me a call. Visit our website at guardianrockwealth.com or text the word life to 321-421-5213. But make sure you get this report filed. And by the way, if you start a business in 2025, you don't have 90 days, you've got 30 days. And also keep in mind that if you make any changes to that beneficial ownership, you need to file that same place, and I'll include the links below, within 30 days. So in 2025, it gets even more important that you stay on top of this. And again, it doesn't take a whole lot of time. I hope it's been helpful. This is John Browning at Guardian Rock Wealth.